Getting the story out, distribution, exhibition, and film festivals. I'm Dr. Evan Lieberman. I'm a professor of film here at Cleveland State and director of the Media Arts and Technology Division. And I've got an incredible panel here. I'm a little intimidated, frankly, by this. Today we're going to talk about the real hard work, which is not necessarily getting the film made. In some ways, that's the fun part. The real work starts when the film is done and you're trying to get somebody to see it. I think we all can tell stories of films that we know of that long in production and never seen. I know I can, maybe that's just my own horror stories. But what we're going to talk about today is how do you get your work seen, right? And how you get film festivals to notice you, how you get distributors to notice you. Obviously, singing mean karaoke gets you noticed with at least one distributor. What I'd really like to do is kind of go down the line, introduce yourselves, and talk a little bit about what it is that you do. The festivals you represent, what you do at the Academy. So, starting with David, please.
My name's David Wilson. I do, like probably many of us, many things, but I am predominantly the co-founder and co-director of the True False Film Fest. True False is now in its 8th year. We are a sort of boutique fest for documentary films. We show about 38 features every year. We try to do a lot of things very differently than other festivals, and I think we enjoy a very good reputation in the festival world because of that. I'm also a filmmaker, and I've worked as a film journalist and film distributor and a bunch of other stuff too.
Good, and you'll be getting some distribution questions as well.
I'm Sean Guthrie. I run the grants programs for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Just to be clear, the Academy doesn't really get involved directly with exhibition, distribution, or anything like that, but my involvement with the grants program, one of our programs deals with film festivals. We give out funding to film festivals, so I interact with a lot of film festivals, and just my general dealings with people, members of the Academy and other filmmakers. I have some knowledge, I guess, about what happens on the distribution side. So that's where I come from.
Well, my name is Ulla Rapp. I'm from Munich, Germany, and have been in this festival business a very long time. So I was responsible for 25 years for the Munich Festival for the American Indies. It was the first European platform strictly for American independent films. They are shown in various festivals, but there was one cinema, 20 films every year, and it was a discovery platform for many, many directors, Linkletter, Seidelman, I could name a long list. So I left after 25 years, and now I'm a special consultant to the Berlinale in Berlin, and I preview part of the American indie films. I make recommendations to the various sections. So this is mainly what I'm doing. And here I'm a juror in this Eastern European contest.
I'm Bryce Renninger. Like David said, I am also one of those people who does 1,000 things. I'm here attributed as the director of programming at NewFest, the LGBT film festival in New York. I also write for IndieWire, which is kind of, not as a pitch, but I should say that it's an important resource for a lot of independent filmmakers and industry people. And I kind of spend a little bit of time consulting for some grants in the city, and I think that's all that's relevant.
My name is Ryan Bruce Levy. I am a Toronto-based film distributor and publicist, and also do international sales. We release about 20 features a year in Canada, documentaries, foreign films, and we represent about, I'd say, 10 films internationally a year for various levels of sales and publicity.
My name is Michael Lerman, and like David and Bryce, I do maybe like 800 things, but just to name a few, I'm the artistic director for the Philadelphia Film Festival. I'm a programmer for a genre festival in Austin, Texas called Fantastic Fest. And I'm the director of acquisitions for a sales company called the Film Sales Company, who handled such films as Adam with Rose Byrne and Hugh Dancy, and Fahrenheit 9/11, Waitress, a couple other things. So, and I'm also a producer. I'm here with 3 films in the festival called Surrogate Valentine, White on Rice, and Big Dreams Little Tokyo, which are all directed by a guy named Dave Boyle, who's getting the Someone Wanna Watch Award. So, yeah, I'm doing all those things, but I pretty much mentioned the last one because you should all come out and see them. But anyway, I will come to.
Very good. Let's start with some film festival talk here. For those of you who program, it seems like several of you program or consult in programming, when you're looking at films, and you must see a lot of films, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that catches your eye, that catches your attention? Because I know that for a lot of filmmakers, what they're thinking of is how, what are my chances of my film getting accepted into a festival? So what are those things that you're looking for? And maybe even talk about some things that kind of turn you off of films that are submitted to you. Why don't we start with David?
I guess big picture, for filmmakers thinking about, what are my chances, stuff like that. I'm actually a really big proponent of the festival system. I actually think it works pretty well. I think that good films generally rise to the top and get shown a lot, and bad films generally don't. That said, in any specific case, it's a really subjective thing. We're all looking for different stuff, we all have different tastes, like everybody. So any one film that doesn't get into a festival isn't necessarily a sign that that film is good or bad. If a film doesn't get into 50 festivals, it means that other people don't like your film. It still doesn't, it may be good or bad. But so I actually really believe in that system. And as programmers, or I bet I can speak for everybody, we make our name, our career, our sense of self, whatever, finding new work. That's what's impressive. That's what's important to us. It's not that impressive to play like the newest film that just came out of Sundance. It's good, and those films are often really good. But so the idea that programmers, that there's a closed system or that it's only for certain people or whatever, I actually really strongly disagree with. I think that as programmers, it's our favorite thing in the world when we find a new film by somebody nobody's ever heard of, and we can share that film with our audiences.
Very good. Bryce, you want to?
Sure. I mean, I feel like it was fine that you spoke for me on that, and I would add.
That's why we went right to you.
Yeah.
Just speak for everybody.
So I can affirm. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, one thing I would say, especially to people just starting out in school, is that one thing that I particularly like discovering is short filmmakers, and while I think it's hard to get people to see short films or go to short film programs a lot of times, the resources needed to make a short film are a lot less than a feature. You're going to have to make them to practice anyway, and I admire those people that are able to kind of really turn heads by showing their short film and by selling their short film at festivals, and chances are those people that we're all kind of discovering when they bring their feature to the festival are people that we've probably heard of before on the circuit with their shorts. And so, I mean, I think that's kind of an overlooked element of this whole system, is that, that's a great time to kind of show off your work. And I mean, it's work that if you're in film school, you're doing already, so.
Ulu, what is it that an American independent film might have that would, given that there are so many now?
Yeah, but very many. Well, I think it's important to have your own vision and an individuality. We don't look for commercial films, and we don't like the American indies who try to imitate Hollywood. Then we get a real Hollywood film, a real big production film. So, for instance, in my package, I have a pre-screen for the Berlinale. Was Winter's Bone last year, and I was struck. I had seen about 70 films which nothing special. So here came Winterspoon, and it made it right away. It's way to the Forum in Berlin, and is being released next week in Germany. And I think it is a big success here in America.
It was nominated for Best Picture.
And so it was. It's always stick to your own vision and make your film as you really want it, and don't make any compromises. That's what I would say. And of course, we had, for instance, Richard Linklater. He always praises us in his books and whenever he meets us or meets me, because we had this film Slacker. It was turned down by many American festivals, and we had it in Munich, and from Munich on, he said that's when his career started. So it's a very small film, it's $20,000. I would like to mention this. It was in the old days, when there was no Sundance yet, and when many of those American indies went to the European festivals, to Cannes, to Berlin, to Rotterdam, to Munich, and then they took off. And it were very, very small films. They were films, El Mariachi, for instance, with a budget of $8,000 and so, and then they got discovered. So you can show your qualities and your vision with a very small film, and just send it to all the festivals. We will maybe later on talk about the various festivals and try to get it shown. For instance, Linklater, he was at the market in Berlin at the last day, and there were 3 people coming, and he was so desperate. He said, "Oh my God, 3 people! I came all the way over there, paid for everything," and there was a journalist and myself, and we said, "The 2 right people, and the film can take off," and that's how it went,